Happy Sunday. Let me make sure the light is up on here as much as it needs to go while we're waiting. Yeah. Sorry, I had a little phone call. Made me run a couple minutes late, but I'm here. Are you ready for the big games? Tom Brady. They're calling him Tompa Brady against Aaron Rodgers, and they're going to play at Lambeau Field in Wisconsin. So that'll be a lot of fun to watch. I'm looking forward to that. Hi, T-Barb. Hi, JJ. Hi, Rebecca. You haven't watched it all this season? Oh, I've watched quite a bit. All right. Wow, we have a lot to talk about today. Hi, Steven. Then the two younger. So we have the two most, two of the most well-known quarterbacks starting it off here shortly. And then two of the youngest ones, although one has already won a Super Bowl. I'm nervous about the Kansas City quarterback playing because he had that concussion, and I'm really nervous about that. So I'm scared of that. What's it called? CTE. Where they have injuries with their brain from the concussions. Hi guys, happy Sunday. All right, so let's go ahead and start. Of course, we're going to talk about this Jeffrey Clark, and we're going to talk about Flynn's brother Charles Flynn, Michael Flynn's brother Charles Flynn. Paul wanted me to ask, what is the fate of Trump's hotel in Washington, D.C.? And how will McConnell vote? So we're going to ask and then I also want to ask about the variant, the UK variant that's spreading rapidly here, because that has me, it has all of us on high alert, right? Hi, Desiree. Hi, Renee. It's nice to see you this morning. All right, card of the day. Most of you that are familiar with the Rider-Waite version, which is mostly what I use, I have used other decks, and I've studied quite a few decks. This is just the one that resonates with me. If you look closely at the card, you see a man and a woman, and the Archangel, Paul Foster Case named it Raphael, at the healing angel. So, but the woman is looking up at the angel, whether, should I follow my wisdom and do the healing thing and the thing that I'll be proud of as I go along into my journey. And I can look back and say, did I make a good decision? Or will I follow temptation and sexual desire possibly, or choose someone that might not be the best for everyone concerned, yet the desire is very strong. So it's really, always been deemed as a choice card. And several of the earlier decks that predate the Rider-Waite, they actually had a man choosing between a dark woman and a lighter woman. And of course, the darker woman represented something that the church wouldn't necessarily approve of. And the lighter woman was the woman that he had married, but their life had become somewhat mundane but safe. So you can see where I'm going with that, right? And then of course we have the two trees, the tree of life and the tree of wisdom, the tree of wisdom with the snake, and it's trying to whisper into the females here. So it's a real difficult card. So it represents choices, very important choices for us. And speaking of choices, I wanted to talk to you again. Okay, 5 paces. Oh, all right. Much love to you, sweetheart. We'll lift you up in the light. Okay. So I have been on the app Telegram for quite some time, especially in this past year, because my nephew moved to Costa Rica with his wife, and they're expecting. And so we use Telegram. It's free. He's not a real big fan of, he's a big IT guy. He's not a big fan of Facebook or Instagram. So that was what he chose. And if we wanted to communicate with them, which we all, of course, do because we love them very much, we choose to use Telegram. In the past 8 days, I've been notified by Telegram of many, but especially 3 of my friends who have all become top far right-wing believers of things that have possibly gone down some rabbit holes. That doesn't mean that all, okay, we're not going there. Anyway, so it notifies you when one of your so-called friends or friends in your history bank has joined Telegram. Well, they're all getting on there now because they can speak more freely. And so that movement, I just want you to know that movement, in case you're not on Telegram, is still going. One of them joined as of this morning. There is a call for all of believers that there was foul play to occupy a big mall here today. And the mall owners, the mall is private property. So they're saying, we don't want you to come here, but there's going to be. So I don't want you to think, I don't want you to be afraid, but I don't want you to think that this is over. It isn't over. They're sort of moving and, the root is still in there. So we're going to ask about that. Too. So I just wanted to share with you what I'm being shown that is happening. These are women. One woman is 5 years older than I am. Another one is just a couple years around my age. But these are people that are not all that savvy on the internet. So for them to move to Telegram is, I don't like the feeling that I'm getting from this. So anyhow, or as Johnny from Troy's Apprentice would say, anywho. All right, let's get started on this first reading. And of course, we are going to go straight to Jeffrey Clark. What a wacko, right? Well, Trump tried to get rid of the acting attorney general after Rosen, after Billy Barr. Hi, Mr. B. So, but then I guess there were going to be a lot of people people in that department resigning. So he didn't do it. But the guy he wanted to take his place was Jeffrey Clark. You guys all know the story, I'm sure. So I just want to see what's going to go on. Hi, Miss Deborah. Thank you so much for that favor yesterday, and thank you today. I really appreciate you. So we all know the story with Jeffrey Clark. So let's just look and see what is going on. What happens with him? He's going to be investigated. And I know a lot of you watch Glenn Kirshner, and he was all over it yesterday. And it needs to be looked at. So let's take a look. I'm getting the chill bumps. Thank you, Sherry. Oh, no, T-Bar. No. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. The cracker stuff is crazy. All right, let's see what's going on. What comes up next for Jeffrey Clark? How much trouble is he in? How big of a hornet's nest? Thank you, Desiree. That's very kind of you. So appreciate it. All right, here we go. Jeffrey Clark, how much trouble are you in? For almost trying to, oh, that was the other thing I wanted to tell you about. When we looked at the article of impeachment and whether they would convict in the Senate or not, we had the temperance card on its side, right? So that in and of itself wasn't enough. But when we add, because the temperance is 2 elements mixed together to make a compound, when we add another component, which we thought could be our angels and guides showed us it could be the 14 deal. But now this has come up, so perhaps this is what they're going to weave into this. It's Jeffrey Clark, Heather, and he is in the Department of Justice, and Trump was trying to get him to overturning the number of votes and Biden's. So he's in big trouble. All right. So they're putting this together. We already know that it's going to be a part of it with the Queen of Cups on its side. King of Cups. Sorry, you guys, my sinuses are running because we've had extreme weather changes. It's going to be really hot here today. All right, let me grab a Kleenex. Talk amongst yourselves. Sorry, you guys. Came on suddenly there. I didn't want to just continue sniffling. Okay. So, Jeffrey Clark is in a lot of trouble. So, we don't know all of it yet because the Queen of Cups is on its side. He did offer to help. And with the votes, he knows, because this is in the place of the past, he knows something has sort of come to an end for him. He knows that he was actually, I don't think he's the acting AG right now. I think Rosen is the acting AG. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. It was Trump was trying to get Clark to take out Rosen, but then decided not to do it because too many. Okay, thanks, Jane. All right, so they know he was trying to weave the web and the deals. They're looking at it. There could have also been, of course, there's power, greed, money involved. He's going to try to hold on to his status. So let's see what he's going to do. And then the Empress is up at the top. He's going to try to preserve his place. Thank you, Tiva. Thank you, lucky girl. Right. It's all good, Kay. Everything's fine. No worries. It's Sunday. We can't have worries on Sunday, right? Okay, I want to see, how can I ask this? What will Clark do to Trump? Because ultimately he's going to have to, as they go down this rabbit hole, he's going to have to save himself. It shows he wants to save himself because of the Four of Pentacles. Hi, David. Okay. So will Clark give testimony? I just realized Jay's not here this morning. That's Sunday. Will Clark give testimony that's damaging to Trump? That's what I want to know. It's all good. It's so hard to understand. Look who's involved. We can't expect to understand it all, right? We can't. There's no way. All right. Will Clark's testimony be damaging to Trump. Of course they are. Okay, we can't possibly know it all unless your eyeballs are glued. There's been so many to the news because there's been so many actings and so much, I don't even have a name for it, ridiculousness. Same. There's a female prosecutor that's on top of this. So there's a female, and she's showing up here twice when it comes to Clark. Oh, thank you, T-Barb. Thanks for putting the question up. There's all kinds of regretful actions, but they're trying to take the 2 cups that are standing. He knows he has a big decision to make. All the money and everything is behind. Thank you, Miss Joanne. That's very kind. Lots of secrets. I don't think he's going to give everything up. I don't think he's going to give everything up. Did I ask that? There's a delay with this. So it's probably going to take quite a bit of time. But is he going to hang himself with the hangman there? There's so much going on. Waiting. I think it is. He's going to be able to get around somehow. But I think it is, he knows he's going to. At first, he can't quite figure out how all this is going to happen. And he may say something that could be damaging to himself. And his belief patterns could actually get him into trouble. He may actually believe in what he's doing. So his thought process could get into the way. Thank you, Miss Renee. It's so good to see you here. So this doesn't happen quickly. It takes quite some time. And there's the muzzling of the mouth, of course. Okay, but then the emperor is there. So that, I think, really leads to a ruling. I think he's going to harm himself. He already has harmed himself, but what does it actually do? It could just lead to another proceeding, I think, is what this emperor card is, that they make a decision to bring it to another proceeding. So let's see. Oh, what's on the bottom? Yeah, some card. He's going to try to get off. What does Clark give any testimony? That's actually, what does that do to Trump? Does it damage him? Let's take 2 of these. Yeah. So he's going to try to hold on to his place. And what it does is it gives just enough cause or reason to investigate something else with Trump. So thank you, Miss Heather. I appreciate you too. I'm always happy to see you there in the chat. All right. So he's in trouble, and because of his belief system, he could actually believe some of this stuff that could get him into trouble. All right, so now let's look at exactly, David. I know, Stephen. Oh, that brings us to Christopher Wray. We want to look at that. Let's look at that right now, and then I'll have to add Ray to the title. I've had a heck of a week, you guys. All right. First, I want to ask you a question because you guys are so smart, and one of you may have the answer. Do any of you or have any of you recently purchased, or in 2020, a MacBook Air? I got one. The camera was horrific. I sent it back. I went back. And I got a new one, and it just shipped, and it just came a couple days ago. I got it all set up yesterday, and the focus, it's sort of grainy, and I went on the complaint, board within the iCloud group and the Mac people, and they're pretty much saying the same thing. I didn't see, does anybody know of a good camera that can go, that you can use with the MacBook Air? If you're doing that, could you please put it in the comment section, or even I'll scroll through to see if any of you guys have a suggestion. What a week. So now, if I can't get a better camera to attach to it, and it only has 2 ports, USB ports. So, man. All right. Let's take a look now at, so this is just another rabbit hole question, because there's so many people, there's players in here that we had no knowledge of, right? So Michael Flynn's brother, Charles, Lieutenant General Charles Flynn, the Army, so the Army and the Pentagon, and everybody was in on this phone call, and they said that, all right, David, I'll ask that in a second. I'll answer that in a second. So the Army, the Pentagon, they were all in on the phone call when it came from, to request the National Guard and more troops. So Flynn's brother is working there, and he said he was in the room later after the Army denied that he wasn't at the Pentagon said he wasn't in the room. Turns out he was in the room. He even admits to being in the room and threw out the call. How much trouble? And then we of course know there was no rescue. There wasn't for hours. So how much trouble is Lieutenant General Charles Flynn in? What's going to happen to Lieutenant General Charles Flynn, Mike Flynn's brother? Mike Flynn's brother. And then I'll tell you guys what happened to the map and why I need the camera. What happens to Mike Flynn's brother, Lieutenant General Charles Flynn? If you guys don't want to post the questions, you don't need to. But thank you. All right, so there's a lot of dispute about what's right and what's wrong. The moon card is here. There's some deceptiveness going on. This is the Bill Barr card. So some where we don't know all what happened, and there's misinformation here, quite clearly. So much, it's all over the place. It's hard to decipher what's true and what isn't. There's incoming information, and some of it will be squished. That's not a good pairing right there. The Knight of Wands is ungrounded and all over the place anyway, especially when he's on his side. It's hard for him to make a commitment to anything. He's very passionate and very driven, but it's hard for him to follow through. He's nothing like the Knight of Pentacles. So there were some dastardly deeds there. He's done some stuff. He's done some bullying, networking, bullying tactics with the Five of Swords. And he is a decorated lieutenant general. He thinks he's all that in a bag of chips. And we wait for this too. All of this stuff we're going to wait for appears like it seems forever to put together all of these investigations. Gosh, I wonder how long. Same card. Strength. Yeah. Takes a long time to put it together. He is a big secret keeper, and he will be seen as a big secret keeper. He's doing a lot of work to try to get out of this. He's going to have to begin a new phase in his life with this Apprentice card up here. We already know. And Barr, I have to take this. Barr he still has his hands in this. So he'll be implicated in this, but there's going to be so much lies and deceit, and it may take. So what happens then after he starts something else? What happens then? There's a money trail, and this is another queen. It's going to have to do a lot of fancy footwork, and it's probably going to be some lower hanging fruit than him. This just shows me they're just going to work tirelessly to try to not have any bad light cast on Flynn. There's a lot of covering up. They're working very hard with this right now. I know, right? Sure, the Flynn brothers went bad. Wow. Okay, so just to explain, I got a new MacBook Air. The camera on it, according to other new owners, it's very grainy. And I've seen it, myself, of course. I took it back. They shipped me another one. It's just as bad. I thought the camera on the other one was just broken. It's grainy. It doesn't focus very well. It just isn't as good. So I'm going to have to get, I wrote it down. I'm going to have to get some other type of camera to stream with, to bypass the camera that's in the MacBook Air. That was the question, if you guys knew. There was like an Intel Pro something. It looked like you might be able to, but there's only two ports. I'm in a little bit of a pickle. And I don't like being in pickles. Oh my gosh. In my website, I'm having trouble transferring 3 of my domains that were held up. I'm good. I did gratitude list. I pulled myself out. I made a fantastic lunch for myself yesterday and a beautiful breakfast for myself today. Logitech webcams. Okay, maybe that's what it was. Thank you very much, Mel. Logitech. They work very good with Macs. Thank you so much. All right. You can get an adapter to add more ports for. Okay, I'll have to look at that too. All right. Who's next? Sandy. Oh, let's go ahead and look at Chris Wray. Now, Chris Wray, head of the FBI. Of course, he had to. Thank you, Brother Steve. Glad you're here. Chris Wray got to stay the head of the FBI. He was under, of course, Billy Barr. So what the heck? Why? What happened? Thank you, Curious Cindy. That's very kind of you. My favorite brother there, right there. Okay, I'm his favorite sister because I'm his only sister. Okay. I want to know what happened. What did Chris Wray promise Biden in order to keep that position? What did he promise him? What did Chris Wray, head of the FBI, promise Biden? What's in it for Biden? Thank you, Susie Z. Oh, in Naples, bud. Oh, that's right. You told me that before. Okay. Okay, Queen of Wands. So he'll be willing. He's going to go along with, thank you, Mel. Thank you, Mel. That's very kind of you. It's been a real journey. My brother can attest to it. Okay, Queen of Wands. There's a couple of big important things here. He's got us familiar with the cat, right? He's taking on the archetype of the Queen of Wands. So he knows exactly what. He knows what's going on. He knows he has all the information. He's familiar with it, and he's telling him he's going to go with, he's going to go along with him. He will, and he knows they're up against the shenanigans of Barr. And I think he told him he was blocked because this is the challenge card, right? He was blocked. This is the Billy Barr card, right? So he's going to keep his job. Oh, thank you, lucky girl. He's telling him that he couldn't do some of the things that he wanted, so he had to sort of go back and stay in the background. He's promised him. He's talked to him with optimism. He's hopeful that he can get past this challenge. He'll be able to step into the limelight now, and he's willing to take the helm. That he'll look into these and do full investigations and bring, possibly even look at the sealed indictments of the Mueller report, and is going to go into this new opening. He knows that he's no longer blocked, so that's really important. Ace of Pentacles. King of Wands, he's also told him that he's going to fully investigate the association with Pootie into the hacking that happened, and he's going to forcefully push forward with the sword of justice. We have both of them here. I think this represents his fairness in the past. Let's hope. He's going to go after things that are not seen to public eye, they're not public information, and that he's on it. I think he was able to even inform Biden of some things, of course, that Biden didn't know, and he's saying he's going to. He could say that I've got documents, I've written it all down. I just couldn't bring it forward either. And I'm going to work tirelessly, really, really hard. There's so much there. Okay, so then we have the Three of Swords. So that causes him some problems with other people in his department that are still supporting Trump. And he may have told him that it really hurt him to be blocked. Okay, that's good news. Team Muse. I think he told Biden his path was blocked and he couldn't go through with what he wanted to do. But now he will. Okay. So, and that's good. And then if he had others like McKay speaking up to him, like Team Muse said, then that would be very helpful. Speaking of helpful, if you could hit that thumbs up button, that would really be helpful to me. I'm dealing with YouTube on my channel again. It is, Mr. B, the root of this. It was, it's so deep, and it's, perhaps maybe it's not even deep. Perhaps it's shallow. Let's hope that it's shallow, but it just spidered out, Wow. All right. Paul, let's ask something funny. You asked about Chris Wray. Paul wanted to know, what is the fate of Trump's hotel in Washington, D.C.? Thank you, Lucky Girl. Happy Sunday, everybody. Oh, is Adrian in the house? Adrian from Red Lentil Healing. Hello. How are you doing? There she is. What happens? What's the fate of the Trump Hotel in Washington, D.C.? I think you're right, T-Barb. The delay of the trial helps us find more stuff. It is great intention from Spirit. What is the fate of the Trump Hotel in Washington, D.C.? Hi, Mari. Are you enjoying this weather? It wreaks havoc on my sinuses, but it's so beautiful. Because we had wild swings in Florida. Really cool and then really warm. All right. Oh, thanks, you guys. Okay. It's still up and running, right? Thank you, 5 Paces. I know you got to go. There isn't a plan. They don't even have a plan. I don't even think they've talked about this recently. The challenge is to come up with some sort of strategic plan to save it, or who knows. There's some legal stuff attached to that too at its root, with the justice card there at the bottom. And star cards up at the top. They're hoping, wishing. There's another investor interested, but I don't think it'll be too long before we're informed. Wow, everything comes up with the Queen of Cups. Is there a sale? Is it a sale or more investigations? An announcement's coming out about it relatively soon. It's a loss. That could be either one, right? Is it a sale or an investigation? I tend to think it's an investigation. It's an investigation. Looks like there's someone else that will end up purchasing it, though. I have 3. I have 2 other kings here, the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles, which means a meeting will take place about that. Okay. It's an investigation. How's the weather where you guys are? What are the temperatures where you are? Right, David? That was too much for me. That pushed it right up 30 degrees. Oh my gosh, Barb, you're gonna have to light a fire. So, the pillow guy, that threw it right off the, well, how many times have we gone off the curb with this? It's just Motel 6. Wow, David, 26. Oh my gosh. All right, all you guys are going to have to snuggle up for your 27 with JJ. You're going to snuggle up. Oh, okay, Mel, that's good news. Somebody else wants to lease it then. If they're not going to purchase it, someone else is going to lease it. Gosh, you guys, 32, 27, -7 for Lori Kettle. Lori Kettle wins. It's cold. Oh my gosh. They were making fun of Tom Brady because he has to play at Lambeau against Aaron Rodgers, and they're calling him Tampa Brady because he's been down here in Florida and his blood's thinned out. He'll never be able to throw a pass up there in Wisconsin. We'll see. Hi, Marianne. Oh, you guys are all going to have to bundle up. All right. I'm never complaining again. Never again. All right. Sandra wanted to know, are the Peanut Gallery boys still supporting DJT? Are there going to be any new problems or events with the Peanut Butter Gallery? PB, get it? Well, if it's that cold for you guys, I'm sure you're going to be cooking up wonderful pots of chili and cornbread and all kinds of yummy treats. The Peanut Gallery boys, are they still supporting DJT? Are they going to cause any more problems? Are there going to be any more issues? There's the dog whistle. Probably shouldn't have even said that. Wow, this seems to be the card. I know we got the lover's card and then we have to make smart choices, right? But every time we're asking about these, what's going to happen to Flynn? What's going to happen to Jeffrey Clark? What's going to happen? It's like we're waiting. And I think it's like T-Barb said in the chat, we're wanting these things to happen very quickly, but it appears that none of this is going to happen quickly. And so now we're asking about the Peanut Butter Gallery boys. It's almost like they're waiting for a call, waiting for another whistle for entertainment purposes only. They're familiar with each other. This goes back. They've been together for quite some time. You got brothers and brothers from another mother, and I'm not even going to tell you where my mind went with that. Everybody in some small town. I can't go there. A, it's Sunday, and B, I can't even say that. Okay. All right. Some of them have gotten in trouble, so they're very cognizant of that, and they know they have to be really careful. They know they're being muzzled, and they have to bide in their time. Biden. Oh boy, that's not a good card to get in conjunction with these other cards. So this means they're gathering things, right? It's a card of 10. That isn't really what we wanted to see. And then this can be used as, using the arm of power, overpowering someone, clubbing. It's a club, sorry. They're feeling emboldened still. Oh, boy. So yes, there's going to be more issues. Now, there were some thwarted small things that went on in a couple of cities around government buildings a couple of days ago. And I've always gotten that they would, start a commotion over here so that they could do something over here. So that's what I'm still thinking that. Yeah, and they're still, so they absolutely are still supporting him. They know they have to be more careful. They're defending their rights. They feel like victims. They have the bandage on their head and the 9 of Wands. They're going to stand for their beliefs, and they're going to plan some more things. Okay. Yeah, they are. And for any of you that have joined just recently, they're joining up on Telegram, and I was just notified in the last, few days that 3 of my far quackerdoodle friends that are in my phone bank history. So when they join Telegram, I get notified. It's happening. And like I said, they're not the most computer proficient. Well, one of them is, but the other 2 aren't, that have recently been notified. It is all they know, Stephen. All right, so now let's see. So we asked that. All right, Jackie wanted to know, is McConnell going to vote to convict Trump? Will he try to get other GOP members to do so? Yes, they are on the NEWE as well. Yes, Barb. I don't have relatives that went there, but I have another friend that owns a metaphysical store here. That is, yes, it's happening on NEWE. It's happening on Telegram. Sally, I didn't get a message from my friends that joined Telegram. Telegram announces to me that I can now contact them through Telegram because they've also joined. That's what it is. All right, let's take a look at McConnell. If he's going to convict, will he vote to convict Trump? And I have to be careful how I word this. Will we be happy? Let's reword it. Will we be happy? Will we be happy with Mitch McConnell's vote on Trump? Will he vote to convict Trump? Will we be happy about it? His decision, McConnell's decision. Whoa, that was fast. Okay. Yeah, the NEWE is another platform like Facebook. The Telegram is a messaging where you can post in forums and so it's similar to. It's just another. It isn't policed, or it isn't as. It isn't. Yeah, policed is the right thing. Okay. Well, we can't trust Mitch. We can't. No. So we can't trust him. He's the magician, even on its side. And he's always unflinching and unmoving. We did see, and I was very pleased to see in the reading day before yesterday, that he is going to work with Biden more than I had actually thought he would. So I was pleased with that. He does have some power, but his magician is on its side. So I'm going to say if the magician is on the side, the magician represents Gemini, it represents communication, Mercury. I don't think that he's going to try to convince a whole bunch of people. He may say something. So this is a small wand compared to the magician's wand. Magician's wand is on its side. He might get he might say a few things to people. It's a page. We're not going to be really upset with what he does. So I think he's still tending to be somewhat. It's okay, T-Barb. I wanted to know if we were going to be happy with the way Mitch McConnell votes when the Senate votes to forbid, on the impeachment and to forbid Trump from coming back into office. Sandra had actually asked me if McConnell's trying to get other GOP to listen to him. He's not carrying as big of a wand. I don't think that he's. All right, let's. What will Mitch McConnell do with his vote to Donald Trump? Let's just look at it that way real quick. What will Mitch McConnell do to Trump? What will Mitch McConnell do to Trump? Is he going to just continue to back him, or is he? We'll get a better clue this way. Yeah, there's the foundation up there, and I'll work with you. You work with me, buddy. But then here's the judgment. That could be the actual call to incite. They had some words. All right, so there were some words. Absolutely. He doesn't know what to, he's feeling a little trapped, a little uncertainty. Got himself into some problem with some money. And that weighs on him heavily, on McConnell. And he's hoping that he can keep that under wraps and it doesn't come out. Oh, he's still doing deals with him. He has a choice, though. I think he's going to protect himself. He's upset about what happened, but I think he chooses to protect himself. And there's our card of the day. What will he do? It is about the Benjamins. Of course it is Russian. So how does that Lover's card? I think he's been threatened. He has to stick with the party. Okay, so I think he's afeared a little bit about dealing with money. That's what I'm thinking. All right, you guys. Now let's see. All right, let's take a look at the UK variant. Whoops, that one card's upside down. So I'm very concerned about Florida with this. I'm concerned about everyone with this. But apparently it's really blossoming. And if you know anything about Florida and our governor, DeSantis, he doesn't do the tracking right. He doesn't let the truth of the information come out right. He is forever pushing down numbers and information for entertainment purposes only. Hi, Liz. This was actually on my office table, on my big reading table in my office, and I had packed it up, and I just came across it yesterday looking for something in my office material, so I put it out here. I heard about that, Earth Mama. All right, how bad is the UK variant? Now, our angels and guides have showed us that as Biden is inaugurated, around that time we were going to have a lot of loss, that it was going to be very bad. Remember, we kept getting the 5 of Cups. So it doesn't look good. People are going back and forth to Miami, and if it spreads much more rapidly, and they go back and forth on the weekends a lot from my community. So that's really scary. Right, and as David points out, and Boris from the UK said that it could be more deadly. I'm not supposed to say that word, but could take out more. All right. So how bad is the UK variant here in the United States? Please tell us. Hi, Apple. Hi, Patricia. It's so nice to see you. 5 Paces had to go to another ceremony. How bad is the UK variant in the United States now? And then we're going to ask what to expect over the next 4 weeks. What did I ask? 2 months? Last for next 4 weeks. How bad is the UK variant in the United States? Whoa. Okay, so you know when they pop out, you know that's how I pick card of the day. So that isn't good. I know it's in many states. Gosh, all right, that's self-explanatory. How bad is it? We saw the 10 of Swords. Okay. That's a sort of a thank you, me, myself, and I. That's very kind of you. So there's, I think this is, family member. Okay, this means we don't have strength with it. We don't have control over the lion. We've lost control over the lion if this is going to be the challenge card. This is also warmer weather. The Fool, Justice. We didn't have our eyes open. I think the root of it is we didn't mitigate. We didn't, because we have the Fool card in the past. So we're learning more about it. There will be more announced about it. There's more they're examining it. There'll be more written about it, like what David was saying. Oh boy, we don't know. We've already shot ourselves in the foot. With the High Priestess, we got in our own way as a country. This is mourning and grieving, and a very difficult time financially for people. The 5 of Pentacles is real struggle. And I'm going, what do they call it? Multi-generational families, because in the 10 of Pentacles, we have the littles, the middles, and the elder. But as we pointed out the other day, the only magic wand in the minor arcana is in the 10 of Pentacles, and it's leaning here up against the arch. The elder knows how to use it. The 2 young people are oblivious to it and just keep dancing. So hopefully we'll pick, Biden will pick that up. I'm going to say it's multi-generational families that are going to, it isn't good. And okay, and then of course the 10 of Swords popped up. So that isn't good news leading up to that. It hits the big families that are living together. All right, so that is horrible. So we're going to put lots of prayers in the prayer box. You want to put a prayer in the... That's a good question. I'll ask that question today before we go. Rebecca Davis. So how many senators and representatives will be removed from office? we'll see. All right. Let's take a look at what to expect of the variant and the overall virus problem in in 2 months. Are we doing better? When we've always gotten spring. Our angels and guides have always shown us spring. So let's ask by the end of March, are we doing much better? Thanks for posting the states, David. Send the prayers. They are heard. They always work. Especially when we're together with others. It always works. Okay, so there are crossings, of course. When it hits so some people will be hit unexpectedly. The tower isn't a good card, whether it's upright or upside down. Apparently some of the same cards. Looks like there's going to be a new pill or a new treatment. So that's good news. That's good. That lessens. Well, there's a lot of brilliant young minds working on this. Young, middle, older. There could even be, they're talking about the N95s being the big mitigation factor, getting people to wear them. There could be some sort of paperwork written up, legislation. I know he's trying to doing the masks, but something else is implemented here. Okay, we're still going. There's still problems up here. There's still worry and anxiety. But the star card is underneath it. Man, I was hoping we'd get a much better card up there. All right, let's look real quick by the end of April. What's the first day of spring? Ides of March. Where's the spring? That's still not the greatest card up there. Let's look at the end of April. We have a better... Trilogy Love, you can get them actually, if anybody in your family or any of your friends work at like air conditioning companies or painting, if you can go to Ace Hardware and get them. Or send someone or order them. I think they're easier to find. All right, so it isn't going to be by the end of March. We're still having problems by the end of March. How about the end of April, beginning of May? Guides and angels, please help us know the end of April, the beginning of May. Will we be in a much better position with the virus by then? We're better equipped, possibly. Putting a lot of money into it very quickly. A lot of activity, arrows of messages. We've been promised it's going to be better. Still sick people up at the top with the Four of Swords. All right, we're getting the grip. Now we've got, now we're really getting better balance, more control. I like this card too because, in the uh, the chariot's like the next line of 7, and then 22 major arcana. And he also has a wand, but he's in the major arcana, but at its side. So it's like it's at each. So he does this with willpower and strength. So I like that placement there. But we feel beaten as a nation. We feel like we're already feeling like PTSD from the last administration. We've been through hell and back. We can't take it any longer. There's still some people that just don't want to follow the rules. There's going to be people trying to make problems. People like the peanut butter gallery. Oh, God. Oh. Okay, well, but this is going into more calmer waters. All right. But the severity of the trauma that we've been through is, we'll all need to be cleansed and chakra balancing, and we're all going to be in the process. All right. So be careful, you guys. Oh my gosh. There's the split of the difference of opinions and beliefs. It could be more painful just when you think that we haven't turned the corner, and this is just we get the ten of swords. So this is a bit of a relief getting up here, to the end of April. So we've been doing this now for almost. I was talking to Deborah yesterday. We've been through doing this for almost a year now. We can do anything for a little bit longer. Okay, so we asked about that. All right, so I'm going to ask that last question. How many senators and representatives, how many people will be removed from the House and Senate, from Congress? How many are going to be, how many people are going to be removed from office? Elected officials are going to be removed from office with their associations, emails, that have ties to what happened at the Capitol. How many senators and representatives and Congress? How many of elected officials will be removed from office for their complicity to January 6th? Thank you, Ms. T-Bug. You can get my son works at a big air conditioning place. So he got me at 95,000. Okay. Well, some of them will turn on each other. Their swords are going to fly into the backs of others. A lot of information coming very quickly. So now we're back to that same pairing that we received when we were first asking the first questions on Clarkton. Where they're trying to hide everything. There's a lot of movement going on playing the shell game. Wow. Okay. So I got a 5 up at the top. What do we call them? Congressional members? It's female and male. Here's that card. I know that the getting the Defense Production Act and Biden's cabinet in there, I know that's all the most important thing. That's the most important thing. But it's just going to take to move heaven and earth to get all of these trials and investigations and everything to come forward. But I'm, more, and of course it's going to happen. But it takes so long. It seems like there's so many. Some of them will get buried, probably. Some of the issues that we're investigating, not the people. Okay. Oh boy, I need another cup of coffee. All right. Wheel of Fortune, their fortunes, gonna change. Wow. So we have a 5 here and a 10 here. And I think when I asked the other day, I got 3 for sure. But I'm going to go from 5 to 10 because we have 5 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. And we also have the other numerical card that we have, here, which, of course, there's, the wheel is a 10 too. And then we're looking at 7. I'm going to say 5 to 10. So it could be more than that. Most of what they're going to find was done online. So this is my internet card, and I think they're going to look at their emails and who talked to who, their tweets, their past tweets. They're going to track all of their servers, and they'll turn on each other. So I'm going 5 to 10. All right, let's ask, what do you need to know most for today and tomorrow? I might be back on tomorrow. I'm trying to go back to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tomorrow or Tuesday for sure, but let's take a look. All right, guides and angels, I'll clear it up. Looks like we're going to have some really tough weeks ahead with the bug, you guys. So do everything, be extra cautious. I know you are. And put a lot of prayer work out there. What do you and I need to know? Well, yeah, you and I need to know. Okay, so I think they're telling us that there's a lot of things that we didn't expect. We could be shaken a little bit. There could be some weather changes. Some of those whistle calls could go out. And if we're going to try to take a look at a positive aspect of the Tower card, get out of your comfort zone, get out of your daily routine, do something a little bit different. You are the star, so try not to worry or be anxious. We've already gone through a change of administration, the end of one way, the beginning of a new way. So start something new for yourself today. Make a new routine. Do your vision boards, positive affirmations, be the magicians, watch your self-talk. This is, get up and whip up something new. Make a type of chili you've never made before. Shop on Instacart from a different store you've shopped before. Try a new creative endeavor. Be the inventor. Energize yourself. What do you want to invest in? What do you want to do that's different for your animals or for your littles? What do you want to buy, sell, do, or have? Is it time to buy something? Is it time to sell something with the Magician card here? That can be purchases. Remember, we have the Lover's card for the card of the day, so we'll match it with this. You may have to reach across you may have to do a little olive branch. This is creative endeavors. So we're always coming up with that. So I think the thing is, start something new. Use your wand and begin a new routine, a new project, perhaps something you've been putting off for a while. Okay, this is on the bottom, and I know we're all, if you're going to watch the games or if you're going to have a nice fire, we tend to possibly eat or drink or just sort of chow down and hunker down. But at the top, I think it's, utilize your intuitive skills and really work that creativity. Now's the time. We've started this new season, this new we've gone through a transitional phase. So let's just do a new you. Something creative, something for yourself. Work on your intuitive skills. Practice makes perfect. Something brand new. Something that makes you feel good and something artistic. But we get that all the time. But this is really new. So look to see what you've been putting off that you can start on. Hi, Joyce. Yeah, I think when it comes to the oligarchs, and the list is going to be long. I think we're going to be floored. I really do. I'm quite certain of it from what I've seen in all the readings that we've done. 5 Paces, T-Bar, Lucky Girl, Sherry. Thanks, Rebecca Davis. That's very sweet of you. Have a great rest of your day. Cook up something good. Sell something on eBay. Be the magician. Sell, buy, create. That's our day. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, Desiree. Thanks, Rebecca Ziegler. Bye, Mr. B. All right, you guys. I'll see you soon. Have a great Sunday.